Welcome back to the Skin Art J YouTube channel. My name is Alana and I'm here with Jay from Skin Art J. Today we're going to be discussing cover-ups versus tattoo removal. As usual, we'll start with our quote of the day. Art washes away from the soul the dust of every life. And that was said by Pablo Picasso. And our statistic for the day is the English word tattoo is derived from the Polynesian word tatau, which means to mark. In many Polynesian cultures, tattoos serve a variety of purposes, such as signifying adulthood, community status, and protection from evil spirits. I had no idea.
I am aware of that, yeah.
I love that. While more Canadians than ever are getting tattoos, tattoo removal and tattoo cover-ups are also increasing. There are reasons why people want to cover up or remove their tattoos. The image no longer reflects their beliefs, they are unhappy with the quality of the tattoo, or now the tattoo has aged. They want to make space for new artwork and more. In fact, 71% of Canadians report wanting to cover a tattoo rather than remove it. Those who voted for tattoo removal said that they would do so in order to help them start fresh in life or for different employment opportunities. I think that's really interesting. So I know that you know a lot about tattoo cover-ups as well as tattoo removal. So why don't I just ask you, what is a cover-up tattoo?
So that's where there's existing ink already on someone and they're looking to transform it into a completely different image. A successful one is one that completely covers it and you can't tell that there was existing ink before.
Excellent. And you have experience doing cover-up tattoos?
Yes.
Excellent. So what are the limitations of a cover-up?
When a person is very rigid in their willingness to listen to the artist when we state it has to be bigger than what is existing, and they are trying to keep it like very, very minimal to how much it gets expanded, that becomes a little bit challenging with working with the piece. Some people come in with expectations that it's gonna be cheap, when typically doing a cover-up might take longer than a traditional tattoo because now you're working with other aspects of it. To other limitations where if something is just simply too dark and you're wanting something bright or a completely different style that is not going to suffice with covering it successfully, then laser might be a better option to go into.
Okay, so there are some limitations and they should discuss that in the consultation with the artist. Is that right?
Yes.
Perfect. And how effective are cover-up tattoos?
I would like to think very successful for the ones that completely cover and you can't tell what's existing behind it. There is ones that I have seen where people can be very creative and they've taken an old one and they've added something to it to make it more comical, or depends on the intentions behind what they want out of this new piece.
Okay, excellent.
So different ways to play.
I love that. Again, that can be discussed in the consultation with the artist.
Yeah.
Perfect. And what does a client need to know about getting a cover-up tattoo?
Come in with some ideas, or if you don't have any ideas and you just want to talk to an artist, kind of give them a direction of what you don't like so that they can stay away from it, or better yet, give them a direction of what you do like so that they can focus in and start creating something based off of the information that you've given them.
Perfect. They should also come to the meeting with the artist with an open mind and willingness to give a little on their expectations, I think.
Very much so.
Excellent. What tattoos are the hardest to cover up?
Typically ones that are super dark and in tough spaces, or also ones that there's been a lot of damage to the skin where it's raised and hasn't been put into the skin properly, so there's aspects that will never go away with it.
And what's a hard spot? You mentioned that if it's in a hard spot, what would be classified as a hard spot?
Example, if someone wanted a tattoo on their ankle and they want to keep it strictly to that location without moving around the leg so much, that becomes a different kind of complexity or challenge to figure out how to incorporate the tattoo so it doesn't move as much.
Okay, excellent. And are cover-ups, do they take longer to heal than regular tattoos?
No, it should be the same with healing. It just might take an artist more sessions to make sure that color is completely saturated in the skin and everything is gone.
Okay, excellent. And are cover-ups more expensive than traditional first tattoos?
Commonly, yes.
And is that because it takes a little bit more time to make sure that the cover-up is successful in covering the tattoo?
It can be that aspect or the fact that it is a larger tattoo that you're also playing with.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much. What is tattoo removal?
Tattoo removal, from my understanding, you have a lot of new technology out there. So there's laser machines that they have that is safe for the skin. And they end up lasering the body part that has the tattoo, and it's breaking the pigment apart underneath your skin so that it can be broken down in the body and flushed out. And you do it in multiple sessions, so that's safe, but it's essentially as if you were out in the sun, where the sun is a very minimal amount that you're getting each dose, but very slow, gradual process of getting a tattoo removal.
Okay, excellent. I had no idea. What are the limitations of tattoo removals?
They still have to wait for their tattoo removal to heal. There's some people that are very eager and they get it the one day and then come in and they're like, I should be able to get tattooed. That's not the case. We need the skin to heal again, and we need to make sure that everything is settled and is okay before we move forwards. There is lenience where you don't have to go completely erasing the tattoo, but enough to fade the tattoo so the artist can work with the image.
Okay, so a tattoo removal process might be something so that they can have part of it removed so that the cover-up is more successful?
Yes.
Excellent. Great. How many sessions does it typically take to remove a tattoo?
From how I've also been taught, it really depends on the piece and the complexity and kind of ink that has been used and the size of the tattoo itself. Like, I'm going through tattoo removery on White Ave, and I've gone through 2 sessions already, and I still have probably, I'm assuming, around 8 just to make sure that it's kind of all gone. And these are smaller ones that aren't as in the skin as, say, other ones might be.
Excellent. Okay. And what does a client need to know about tattoo removal before they go in?
Tattoo removal is an option that some might be referred to get just to lighten their tattoos. Otherwise, I would say it is an alternative if a person doesn't even want to get a cover-up whatsoever, and it is still an option to be able to remove something that they don't want anymore.
And is a tattoo removal, will it completely remove all traces of the ink all the time, or does it work to some degree?
From what I've seen, it does move it to the point that you can't really notice it. There might be very faint indications that there might have been something there, but it would have to be something where someone's really focused on it and someone's pointing it out and showing them, being like, hey, there was this.
All right, so if someone just wants to remove a tattoo and not put anything there, a tattoo removal is still an option.
Yes.
Excellent. What tattoos are the hardest to remove?
I would think the ones that are keloid. So when a person's put too much pressure into their machine, into someone's skin, and it's scarred them, those ones, unfortunately, you're still going to have the mark of the skin being raised. You may not have the ink there, but you're still going to have that kind of scarification.
And is there a certain color that removes easier or more difficult than another?
Black is pretty challenging to get out of the skin. Usually the lighter colors are the more easy ones that erase quicker.
Okay, excellent. And what is the healing process like for a tattoo removal?
So far in my experience, like, you have a little bit of icing on your skin just to help with any of the discomfort that you might experience after. It's a little pinchy while you get it, but otherwise it's smooth sailing where you just moisturize and be mindful that there's something that is healing.
Perfect. So very similar to getting a tattoo in the first place. Excellent. And where do you recommend people in Edmonton go for their tattoo removal?
Tattoo Remover is the place that I'm going to, so it would be the one I would suggest.
Excellent. Tattoo Removery on White Ave. It's excellent. And that's everything that we have for today's episode. Thanks so much, Jay, for joining us.
For having me.
Thanks for tuning in to our YouTube channel. Hit like and subscribe, and you'll get notifications every time we drop a new video. Thanks, guys.